Hi everybody, I'm coming to you today from our kitchen. As you can see behind me, we have our Christmas tree set up. It is the holiday season, so I thought I would be a little festive, get in the spirit. Fun fact, Captain Janeway of the Starship Voyager is our tree topper because we are nerds in this house. And as nerds, we end up reading a lot of sci-fi. So today, I thought I would review a series that I just finished by an author named Alex White. It is called the Salvagers trilogy. The books are in order: A Big Ship at the Edge of the Universe, A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy, and last but not least, The Worst of All Possible Worlds. Now, another fun fact or Easter egg is you'll notice up at the top here, this little blurb, A Total Blast, V.E. Schwab. V.E. Schwab is the author of a book called A Darker Shade of Magic, which I reviewed in my last video, and I gave it a very, very, very poor review. I included it on a list of books that were so bad I couldn't even finish them. But I do not want that to color your opinion of these books. This series was very good, and Alex White is an excellent author. I really enjoyed the universe that they created. Now, this series is what is commonly referred to as a space opera that is different than hard sci-fi. So, in hard sci-fi, a lot of the plot is driven by real science, things like theoretical physics, astronomy. In space opera, it's more character-driven. It's maybe more pulpy. Think 1930s radio serials like Flash Gordon. Now, I'm going to start off by telling you what I liked about the book, give you a little sense of what the book is about, what the plot is, and then I'll save what I didn't like for the very end. So, things that I really liked. The characters were interesting and fun. The dialogue was snappy. The pacing was fast. And the universe itself was very interesting. So, in these books, magic is everywhere. And that's very unusual for a science fiction book. A lot of times in sci fi, you'll find psychics, clairvoyance, but that's kind of it. It's very rare to see magic in the traditional sense, like you'd find in, say, a fantasy book. But sci-fi and magic are married in this series, so there's a lot of spaceships, other worlds, alien creatures, but there's also spellcasting, things like that. In this universe, technology, everything is powered by magic. So all the spaceships are on magic, the weapons are magic based, all tech is magic based, magic, magic, magic. And there's hundreds of different types of magic. Everybody is born with an organ that allows them to use and manipulate magic, and everybody gets one like magic skill. So like there are people who are healers, there are people who are marksmen, there are people who are machinists, their magic allows them to manipulate technology, etc., etc. Our main character is named Elizabeth, or Boots, to her crewmates. She cannot use magic. That's very rare in this universe, but occasionally people are born without the organ that lets them use magic, and she's one of them, and it actually works in her favor at several points throughout the book, but I won't spoil that in case you decide to give them a read. Now, also, in this universe are a group of people called gods, because they are incredibly powerful magic users, the most powerful in the galaxy. And essentially, what the book boils down to is our plucky ragtag starship crew is trying to find these magical artifacts around the galaxy before the gods do. Because what the gods want to do is they want to find the source of all magic in the universe so that they can use it to remake the universe in their own image. That's basically a rundown of the plot. I won't give any more away because I don't want to spoil anything. We'll move on to things that I didn't like, minor things that didn't affect the fun I had reading the book, but that kind of stuck with me anyway. So, these books kind of fall prey to what I call the in a galaxy far, far away problem. So, I'm sure most of you have seen Star Wars. At the beginning of the movies, you get the little crawl a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Hold up. I don't know what that means. What am I supposed to infer from that as the viewer in terms of where this story takes place and when it takes place? Is it in the past? Is it in the present? Is it in the future? Does it take place in the Milky Way and it's being told by someone in a different galaxy? Does it take place in a different galaxy and there just happen to be humans with very English names? None of it really makes sense. These books sort of fall into that trap in that Earth doesn't really figure into the stories at all. In fact, Earth is a lost world. No one's seen it in thousands of years. It's almost a myth at this point. And normally I wouldn't let that bug me. But in terms of these books, I thought there's a story here where humans either evolved an organ that let them use magic or created an organ that let them use magic, built this whole empire, went out and colonized the galaxy, then disappeared and everybody forgot everything. That is a very interesting story. And to just kind of breeze over that as, oh, yeah, okay, that kind of happened. And now we're here. I was like, well, I really kind of want to know more about the history of this universe because it sounds almost as fascinating as the story currently being told. It was just kind of a missed opportunity. It didn't stop the pacing of the books, didn't alter the fact that the characters were well written and fun, but it was something that kind of stuck in the back of my mind. Now, related to that is the second minor thing that I didn't like about these books, in that people collect old Earth origin, is what they call old Earth, technology, and one of the characters specifically mentions that early Earth technology, since it's non magical, cannot be countered with magic. And I thought that's a very interesting statement to make and then kind of drop for the rest of the book. Because if it's true that science cannot be countered by magic, I thought it was very odd that nobody in this universe, in these thousands of years since Earth disappeared, figured that out and used it to their advantage. I thought it was kind of strange that humanity would forget how to make non-magic based technology. I mean, we're a very resourceful, curious, intelligent people. I thought it seemed like a strange choice that we would just suddenly forget what science and engineering was in favor of, oh, we'll just do magic to do everything. Um, I don't know if that was just lazy writing or if maybe this will all figure into some other book in the future, but it was a loose thread that kind of tugged at the back of my mind while I was reading this, thinking, well, if all these magic users can't counter non magic technology, why don't they just develop that and use it against the gods? But all of that to say, overall, the books were a whole lot of fun. I really enjoyed them. I would recommend that you give them a read. If you're looking for something over the holidays, I say go find these books in the bookstore. Happy holidays, and I will see you all in the new year.